Jim.
Hey JT, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
How have you been doing?
I've been okay. I've been pretty stressed at the job,
Yeah.
trying to strike a balance, but it's just been hard.
Yeah, I've noticed that you haven't been in the office a lot lately.
Yeah, I mean, I feel as if because I'm new to this region, I'm still trying to establish a good rapport with the reps, and if I'm not on the road with them, I don't really have an opportunity to do that because, if I'm not with them, I don't have a viable resource to connect with them when they are on the road.
Okay.
So,
Why do you feel that your connection is not good enough with them?
I mean, I don't have any, I don't have like an iPhone to answer emails or talk with them or FaceTime or answer questions when they have necessary questions on the road in order to make a good sale. So, I mean, if I'm not presently with them, I'm kind of without options.
So you don't have a phone at your desk?
I do, but, it's not, if I'm outside of the office, if I'm not by my desk, I have no way of getting in touch with them. I'd have to be tied to my desk all of the time. And, I need something to send them emails when I'm not by the desk. I need to be on call, per se, the majority of the time. So, if I'm not at the office, I have no way to do that.
That's true.
Yeah.
But the problem is that you're not at the office.
Right, because I'm with them, because I have to be with them. So if I'm not with them, then and I don't have a device to talk with them, then I have to be tied to the desk 24/7. If I'm at home,
So your sales managers are out making sales calls at like 10 o'clock at night or midnight?
I mean, they might have a question for the next day, and they go to speak to someone.
And they can't call you at home?
Well, I mean, I don't want to overlap my home phone and my work phone. I don't really think that's fair.
Okay. The problem is that if you were at your desk during the day,
Mm-hmm.
they would be able to call you at your desk.
Then I can't do any on-the-job training, physical training, talking to them. I just don't think it's as personal. Constantly calling me on the phone, I don't think that's as personal as me being able to get to know them, and working with them and being a physical presence,
Okay.
and kind of showing them the ropes, especially for some of the new reps. If we're going out to a call, I maybe need to provide an example of how I would do it so then that they could follow up on my example. If I'm at my desk, I have no way of doing that.
Well, actually, if you're on your desk, you can follow up with them on the phone or through emails.
Yeah, but not physically. Do you see what I'm saying? I can't provide them with an example in the field. And so,
Okay.
thereby kind of not giving them a fair opportunity of learning to 100%.
Okay. Well, another part of that problem is that because you're not at your desk,
Mhm.
you're not answering my calls either.
Right.
You're not getting back to me quickly enough
Mhm.
because I need you here physically more often.
Well, but if you try and make contact with me, if I did have like a smartphone or something, I feel like I could get back to you with a more quick response time. I feel like that would solve that problem pretty easily, because I would, your an iPhone or something beeps when you get an email, I could quickly respond to you. But when I'm on the road and I kind of am without a connection, then...
That would only solve part of the problem. Part of the problem is I need you here physically more often. You are on the road too much.
Well, and I'm willing to give up part of the road time, and I am willing to give up part of that. I understand I need a balance, but I think that my balance needs to be, maybe 70-30, 70 on the road, 30 in the office, and that would be a fair amount. And I understand I need to commit to my management responsibilities in the office, but I feel like my reps are such a huge part of my job that needs to be the focus. But I do understand I need to follow up with reports and stuff like that and submit them in a punctual and timely manner. But I was gonna propose, maybe some of the paperwork, so until I have, 6 more months under my belt where I'm not considered new anymore, maybe someone can help me with the paperwork, like the assistant district manager might be able to kind of help me out, or, I could maybe delegate some duties to her, and we could maybe try and work out some kind of system between us.
Well, your assistant's definitely there to help you out. If you don't have any questions, she's a lot more, she's been in the job a while. She knows how things work. So definitely you should be using her. She is a resource for you.
Because I don't feel like I've been utilizing her, because I felt like all of the paperwork was my responsibility, and the reps and being with them on the road was also my responsibility, and I just feel like I'm stretching myself in so many directions that I can't tend to everything with 100% effort. So I understand that, because I'm on the road so much, my other work is, suffering, but.
The paperwork is your responsibility to see that it's done.
Understood.
And using your assistant manager will help you to do that. You definitely need to do that more. Okay?
All right.
But being on the road with your sales manager is not part of your job. Or with your sales reps, that is not part of your job.
Well,
okay? When there's a big contract or something like that, yes, you can go. If they're having a lot of trouble with something, if they sell if they're selling some large equipment, it's not working, yes, you should go and be on site. However, you should not be traveling regularly with your sales reps.
Well,
if
is
you
this
want
a
to
new,
get,
is this a new, way that the company's operating? Because, I feel like my district managers that I worked with were available to me like I am for my reps. So, I was under the impression, just from being with this company in another region for a while, that was the appropriate thing to do. So maybe I'm just a little unclear of the job description then.
Okay, I hear that, and yeah, that's definitely part of this growing pains of you've only been here a short time. Being available doesn't mean being on the road, because when you're on the road with one of them, you're not on the road with all the rest of them. You're less available to the rest of them. So being here, traveling less, maybe the 70-30. I mean, you have, I don't think the other district managers spend that much time on the road even. Perhaps we should, we have semi-regular, like every 6 months or so, we should be having get-togethers with your reps in the region. Have you done that at least once, or?
No, actually, that was another thing I wanted to bring to your attention, that I feel like I don't really have enough time to maybe have a monthly meeting with my reps.
Okay.
I feel like that would make me feel more comfortable as far as following up with them and really getting them all together. Maybe it could be a group meeting, which is fine, but I really feel like I haven't been afforded that opportunity, so I feel like that makes me want to be on the road with them even more.
Okay.
So.
I understand that, and you as the manager need to make them come to you rather than you going out individually with them. Okay? You need to have them all come to you in one central location. You can all have, you all go out to lunch, you have your corporate card, or you have dinner, or whatever you do for that afternoon or evening. You should be doing that regularly to build up each other, both relationships, and so that you're making sure that they know what you're doing, or they know the new products. You're educating them on that, and they're asking little questions like, oh, I had this come up. How do you guys? So that should be a time for you all to talk about things like that, to solve little problems like that. But yeah, that needs to be happening regularly in one central location rather than you spending so much time individually with them.
Okay. And am I going to be able to get some kind of smartphone or something to make my life a little bit easier? So that I can respond to you in a time, in an appropriate time?
Yes, I see. I think that's fairly reasonable. Okay. That we can. I don't know what the contracts are with the other district managers. I don't know if there's a.
Well, I remember mine would have smartphones when I was a rep. So.
I feel like that's not an unreasonable request. I think that we should be paying at least partially for your phone, if
Okay.
not completely for it. So I didn't realize that you didn't have that, and I think that we'll
Okay.
definitely get on that right
And
away.
as far as the paperwork, am I gonna be able to delegate some of that to the assistant manager?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely part
Okay.
of that.
Until I establish a firm relationship with all of my reps. Then I feel I can take on, more of the paperwork. But until then, is that an option?
Well, she should be helping you regularly
Okay.
with your paperwork, but at that same time, you should be here to be
Okay.
doing that.
So
Yeah.
what
It's
would-
not that you have to do every single report. She should be helping you, making sure
Okay.
that that's all taken care of.
Okay.
But obviously, your name goes on it. You need
Right.
to be.
That's good to know though, because
Yeah.
I didn't know that before.
Yeah.
So are we settled with a 70-30 balance or a 60-40 or?
I think we could start with 70-30 and see if that takes care of.
Okay. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Thanks for meeting.
Thank you.